reading those particular articles made me realize too, it's like you're sort of forming your own nation. And when you're forming your own nation, it takes more than just one person, and it's going to take a united collaborative effort, and unity and unison. It can't be just one person doing this and one person. It's going to take thousands and upon thousands, even millions of all of us combining together to make things work and work in order to establish some traction. And I think that has a lot to do with it. It's missing. And it's something that we need to do if we really are serious about reconnecting to our indigenous heritage and having a voice here at these UN conferences. It's not like everybody be a chief. One person is a chief. Everybody's, no, we're going to have to work as a team, and I think that is missing with a lot of us. We don't know how to share, and work as a collective. That's the best way to say, as a collective. And in order to do this thing here, is going to take a collective, us working together, not against each other, but together, because it's a huge project, and it's going to take everybody working together to piecemeal this thing. And no infighting, one chief better, bigger than the other one. No, it's no dictatorship. It's like us working together as a family, as a collective, to get things done, and our indigenous people, in the past, indigenous people did that. And that's how we was able to build these great civilizations. We learned how to work as a collective to get things done. If it needs to get done, it gets done, and we share in the work, as opposed to fighting among ourselves. We work together as a team. But I'm reading this article. That's what it's going to take. It really is. This is a big thing, and not one person can do it. It's going to take a whole team. And that's why I said I've been thinking about formulating a steering committee to work on this. But I'm not going to give out too much information. Those who are really interested, let me know. I do have a Patreon, and we're going to have to make this thing work. We're going to have to come together. Maybe doing some of these, I know I'm going to have to probably, it has to be real serious people who are serious and passionate about this whole thing. It's coming together and, having meetings and working together to get things done, and it'll be nice if people who are professionals, scientists, lawyers, doctors, and even common people, have to have all this credentials, people from every aspect of life, everybody come together to work on this. It's all something for everybody to do. There's time to build, definitely. But it says here, this consultation process is a response to decision made in the World Conference on Indigenous People to consider ways to enable participation of Indigenous people's representation of an institution meeting a relevant United Nations body issuing effect to them. Wow. And then it says here, none of the existing participation processes or mechanism recognizes the distinct political and legal nature of Indigenous people governing institutions, according to Carla General Indian Law Resource Center attorney. And see, they have the Indian attorneys over here. There. That's like I said, and yeah. We got a lot of work to do, you guys. Just finding out who we are. We just now barely scratching the surface. It's going to take a lot, especially if you want to. But all this is what you have to do. I'm looking at it. It says here, without a special invitation, Indigenous institution cannot participate in United Nations meetings. See, you got to be invited. Okay, that's good to know. And then in order to be invited, you got to have yourself established. And that's the tricky part. And that's why we need to be doing research and learning all this. It says they are even unable to simply attend to observe a session. Ooh, you can't even get in there. Council of Third Committee of the General Assembly, which adopt annual resolutions as the rights of indigenous people. See, that's how they let only a select few in. Now everybody can get in. You don't know what's going on or anything. So, yeah, they're very secretive about all this. And plus, you got to have everything, your ducks in a row before you can even be approached. It says it's a high priority for indigenous governments to have their elected representatives, participants in venues, and add to the record through the enhanced participation. Will McLennan and Vice President, Central Council of Tsilhqot'in and Hayden Indian Tribes of Alaska. Okay, that is mostly the Mongoloid tribes, I believe, that are in these discussions. I would like to know how many Aboriginal there are. Probably very few and far between. I don't know. I'm not going to jump the gun on it, but I don't think it's that many of us in there. It's mostly Mongoloids, and it's probably the $5 Indians. If they are, if they're participating in it at all. But it says here, representatives of several Indian and Alaskan Native nations, as well as UN members countries, participate in consultation to exchange views regarding the development of new status for indigenous governments. Okay, include a UN body to accredit indigenous governing institution. Participants of the consultation also respond to questions about the accreditation process of indigenous government and what substantial rights of participation will have. This sounds sort of like the UN sound like they're doing the same thing as the federal government to me. Because it's like they still got to know every aspect of what you're doing within your particular tribe. So it's like they're closely monitoring the tribes to me. That's what it sounds like to me. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing. See, that's the question, and they want you to do all this stuff to get yourself established and everything. Then they especially invite you. And then once they recognize you, the question is, how much are they going to try to take control of your tribe? How much control is it? It sounds like, to me, they're doing a lot of the same things that the federal government is doing. Because why do they need to know all aspects of what's going on with your government? It's like here, regarding develop a new status for indigenous government. I'm not sure, you guys. It's like this is very vague. They don't really go into detail about the purpose of the UN and why. Okay, I guess I want to know why is it important to be recognized by the UN? That's the first question. The second question is, what benefits do the tribe get to be recognized by the UN? And the third thing is, how far into the government aspect of the tribe is the UN going to be involved in? Because that is not mentioned in this article. And the strangest thing is only a select group is allowed to go in and be in there. And you have to be invited. Why? And then sort of somewhat secretive. Like, why is it that more people can come to see what it's all about? That's something to think about. Then it says December consultation was the first of our 4 consultations called for the Indian President of the General Assembly. The second, third consultation are scheduled for January 30th, February 2017, and February 27, 2017. The fourth consultation takes place between April 24th through May 5th. Although the specific dates are not yet determined, the previous president convened consultation in early 2016 and adopted an element paper informed in this final round of consultations. The UN General Assembly is expected to make a decision on the matter before its current sessions end in September 2017. And see, Here go informal consultations on Indigenous participation of the UN. Videos and statements. Okay, this is the video and statements right here. Y'all, if y'all want to look at the video and the statements, it's over here. It's a link that'll take you there. This article really didn't tell much about, it tells you the process after you establish your tribe. But after you establish your tribe, and it says that it looks like it's only a select few that's allowed to even participate in here. And it goes on here and says center staff and board members it says informal consultations on Indigenous participation at the UN. Wow, it's like they're very close-lipped. It says only if you're invited to come, you can. And the question is, it's a lot of questions. I'm not, like I said, I just found this article. I came across it, and it just tells you about the meetings that they have with lawyers who specialize in Indigenous, I'm assuming Indigenous law. And they're meeting with the tribes that's already established. That's why I said we need to be established. But the question is, I think a lot of us is lost as to how to become established. And that's something that we need to learn about. I've tried to reach out to a tribe further north. I'm not going to get no names. When I tried to ask them information, they didn't want to give any information. And this is an Aboriginal tribe, further north in Rhode Island. I think it's in Rhode Island somewhere further north. But I tried to get some information from them about how a person and how can people who realize that they're Indigenous establish their own tribe. They said that they're concerned about their own tribe and they don't have time to help others, which I think is really sad. That's the problem we have. We don't want to work together as a team. But in order for things to be better for our people, it's going to take a collective. And just think it, that's you taking, when you're selfish like that, it's like you're taking on the thought process of Westerners, of the Caucasians, of the conquerors who only think of self. But when you think of as a collective and how you can work together as a family, because we're all a family, believe it or not. We all experienced a lot of the same atrocity of having our identity erased and stolen and being classified into something that we're not. We were already over here. We don't even have a homeland in Africa. So how can we call it Africa? We don't have, our homeland is here in the Americas. And this is what we need to establish. But till next time, I'm going to leave this link to this particular video for you guys to check out. Link to this article. And I would love to hear from you guys. Until next time, peace, family. And bye-bye. Love and peace.